Happy holidays.
You say hi.
So this week we're going to change it up a little bit and we're just going to recap our crazy busy 2016 here. So do you remember the very first project that we tackled in 2016?
Yep.
You do.
It was a tiny house.
No. So
See?
At the very beginning of 2016, his mom was on vacation and we decided to just head on over to her garage and build her some garage storage.
Oh yeah.
And we came up with this method of building the garage shelving so that it was a lot simpler. And we ended up making 3 of those garage shelving storage units in one day. So we'll be happy to report to you that they are chock full of things and very sturdy and working out well. Always hovering over us in 2016 was knowing that we've got this giant house build that's going to happen. And we had this lake property that we really wanted to put some sort of cabin or something on. And I knew with the house build, you know, it would be years to take on such a project like that. So we came up with this idea to build a tiny house and just drive it across the lake and park it there for, 3, 5, 10 years, however long it takes us to get to actually building a cabin. So in 2016 at the beginning we took on our very first tiny house.
We wanted to do it because it's something that's very popular around the world and show people how easy they are to build.
So we spent about 2 months in early 2016 working on a tiny house. This tiny house is not for full-time living and it will be freezing up. So we opted to, instead of putting a bathroom in it, to have an outhouse. Both of us grew up here in rural Alaska and it's very common to have outhouses, and like our nearest city, half of the buildings are dry, which means there's no plumbing inside. So this is very common because of our extreme weather. So when we put this tiny house out, we were like, oh, everybody builds like this. Got quite the kick out of how
people were very upset that there was no restroom.
There is a restroom. It's just outside.
Tackling this tiny house build this year, we knew that we had to get it to the property before the ice went out. So, that was kind of nerve-wracking. Pushed it right to the end, but I got it out there. And a week later, spring hit and it was 70 degrees out.
And I just wanted to kind of circle back and let you guys know, like, we did use it quite a bit this summer. And the folding table, that is amazing. It really works well. We can sit down and have dinner together. The loft bed system is just incredible. It's really functional. The way that it was built to save the headspace, that really made the upstairs just that much bigger, and the kids love it upstairs. The one project that I'd like to redo is the pull-out bed where it comes over the wheel well, as a lot of you guys noticed. I'd like to do something to make that a little bit simpler because that is kind of a pain, and if I could redo that, I definitely would. We haven't hooked up the stove. I'm really sorry that we haven't been able to give you some input on whether or not it's a stove that we'd recommend.
Been so busy and jump back in there. We use it a lot this summer, and we haven't been able to go out there this winter.
One other thing too is the fire pit benches were loved and used like crazy.
This big forever home was going to be a very big task this summer. As soon as the tiny house got done, spring hit, and let me tell you, spring hit like super nice. It was one of the nicest springs we have up here. The spot where the house was, I think I was breaking dirt. Second week of April, I had an excavator up here and I was working on the foundation. I got 4 weeks out of Alaska building season, and we usually never have that. So I really lucked out there, and man, we hit the ground running. Got all the dirt work done, concrete, footers, slab, ICF walls. A big project. And so you can see we're standing in here right now, and it's December, and you can see where we're at. We're into interior work.
So we made our big goal. I know I wanted to be moved in by December.
No.
But our big goal was just to really, truly, a humor aside, was just to be inside and be able to work on it during the winter.
Yeah, so we broke ground in middle of April, and by the end of October we had windows in here, and it was to where our goal was that we wanted to be.
So we made a couple of commitments to friends to make them tiny houses. And once we got this house closed in, we pretty much said we need to take a break and get these tiny houses done. So we shifted gears and we started working immediately on the first tiny house, which we've nicknamed the Wild Rose. And that tiny house was very different than anything I've ever done because the client wanted two things first and foremost. She wanted extreme energy efficiency, and then she wanted extreme durability. So normally I think in terms of like design and how something's going to be beautiful and look nice, but this client was very much like, no, I want this thing to last forever. Oh yeah, and she wanted a bathroom in it too.
Yeah, we had to get creative and go ahead and figure out how we were going to do all the plumbing for a tiny house that's in Alaska. I mean, it gets cold up here in the winter. The last 3 weeks it's been 20 below to 30 below, and this is kind of a normal winter.
I really love how that tiny house turned out. When you open that door, that great room with those big windows, it just like sucks you in, and it's just really beautiful. It really surprised me, honestly, and the coffee table, it worked really well. We just love how simple it is. We did some creative storage in the kitchen. We did some storage stairs that turned out really beautiful. Very happy with how that tiny house has turned out, and seems like the client's pretty happy too. So then we just jumped right into tiny house number 3, and this tiny house has my heart. It's so awesome, and so many things that move, and when you go in there it feels so simple, but then it does all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm really excited to finish it up in 2017 and get you guys a full reveal video and the plans for these tiny houses out as well. So stay tuned for that.
When we get that tiny house done and it's down the road, you know, we're back up here, you know, we're here full time again.
So our big goal is to get moved into this house next summer, but we also did agree to a couple of other commitments. Sorry. Yeah, so one of the things that we've committed to next summer is we're going to donate a skate shack to our community. And it's basically a tiny house that's on a fixed foundation that will be a facility for outdoor ice rink. So you can go in there, warm up, put your skates on, and then go out and skate, and then come back into the skate shack. So we're really excited about that and the potential it's going to have on our community. Another thing we've had is at our Paxton cabin, we've had this problem of just not having enough guest quarters for all of our guests. We did build a shed at our Paxton cabin, but the shed we haven't used a ton because we've really been using the storage underneath the cabin as a shed. So we have this idea to convert the shed into a guest house. Another project that was really near and dear to me had nothing to do with me actually using a hammer or nail gun or anything. I created Pine and Main, which is a website marketplace for people that build furniture to be able to sell directly locally in their communities. It's good for the community, it's good for the builders, it's good for the environment, it's just all around a good thing. And it's a goal that I've had for many years, and we finally made it happen this year. And it's amazing. I mean, there's new orders coming in every single day. Just really excited about the potential. And we've got some really big plans in 2017 for Pine and Main. So do sign up, do be part of it. It's going to be fun. So it sounds like 2017 is already completely booked. From our family to yours, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and thank you for your support in 2016. It's been a great year and we can't wait for 2017.
Yeah, so happy holidays to everybody out there, and we'll see you in 2017.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
It was a year. Easy. The clock out.
Who's coming down the chimney?
Santa. He come down the chimney.